Hello everyone, we've got a great boat animation for you today. It's good enough for beginners and also for you novices, so stick around. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to show you what I've got going on over in Procreate. So here is what I have drawn up. So I've got some ship here and some waves. I've got all of the waves on different layers because they're going to be moving independently of each other. The sky here, the clouds and the star and the moon is on its own separate layer. They are going to be moving a little bit. Basically, it's going to be a keyframe animation. I'll show you what that is later on. And then we're going to have the ship come on the screen. And then we're going to have a big surprise for you after the ship comes on the screen. So let's move these files over into Procreate Dreams. If you're interested in getting the assets that I use in this animation tutorial, they will be over on my Patreon page along with all of the assets for all of the videos I make. So you get the assets for 2 YouTube channels. One, the channel that you're on right now, Chamel Does Art, and my other channel, Scribble and Scribe. Go check it out if you're not subscribed. And that is using traditional materials and painting and stuff like that. So all of the assets for both of the YouTube channels will be on my Patreon. I will put a link on the screen. If you're interested, go check that out. All right, so let's move on over into Dreams here. All right, to start a new file, we're going to click on the plus right here in the top right corner. All right, and here you can scroll through all the sizes that you might want to make a video on. I am going to stick with the tried and true widescreen HD. Hit empty. And there we are, there's our stage. So one thing that we need to change before we get started is to click on the title, which is Dreams and a number, unless you've renamed it to something else. And go on the top choice right here, which is mine's a star. Change frames per second. Just tap on it and we'll click on 12. So that will be 12 frames per second, which is the frame by frame animation. The next thing we're going to change is the duration. I don't think it's going to take that long, so I'm going to put it at 10 seconds for right now. And on the 1 minute mark right there, click on it and hit the backspace, and that'll get rid of that. If we need to add more time to it, we can later on. If we need to shrink it a little bit more, we can do that also, so don't worry too much about it. All right, so there we are, 12 frames per second, 10-second animation, 1920 by 1080 HD. Hit done. And there we are, we're ready to go. So now we need to bring our Procreate files over into Procreate Dreams. And I'll show you the best way to do that. So let's go back over into Procreate. We're going to go into Gallery View here. There it is. Hold down on it until you can move it around. Don't pick up your finger yet. Get out of that program. Go into Dreams and drop it right in there. Okay, so sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get it exactly the right without having any white borders on the top or the bottom or the sides or whatever, because both files are the same exact size. So if you having trouble, just take a corner and scale it up just the hair bit, and it'll make it a little bit easier to make that fit perfectly. There we are. Okay, I'm going to take 3 fingers and I'm going to stretch out our timeline here. That does not make it any longer than 10 seconds. It just makes it where we're able to see it a little bit better. All right, so right now we've got just a picture file here. If we push play, nothing's going to happen because pictures don't move, and that is the job that we have to do today. All right, so the first thing you want to do is long press on your file you put in there, and we're going to click on Convert Layers to Tracks. Now you can see what that's done is it's created a group, and if we click on that little arrow right there beside the group, there is all of our assets that we had and layers that we had over in Procreate, ready to be animated. All right, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is probably the waves. Let's get those moving first. So I think I'm going to start with this wave number 1. And we want these things moving from the very beginning of the animation, so I'm going to start that right at the beginning there. All right, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to hit a move. And move and scale. Okay. I've just now realized I might have made a mistake, but I think we can fix it though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upscale this, and we've already set a move and scale. So it's already ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a corner of this and we're going to stretch it out some. It's going to make it a little bit bigger overall, but that's fine. All right, just about like that. So I've got a little bit of space on the right and a little bit of space on the left. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I'm going to be moving this wave from side to side. If I had it right perfectly the same size as my canvas, we're going to see blank space on both sides, which we don't want. So I stretched it out a bit so we have some little bit of room to work with. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make that thing go to the left. So let's take that about maybe 3/4 of a second maybe. I'm going to click on it again and we're going to make it go to the right here. All right, that's good. We're going to go out another 3/4 of a second and we're going to make it come back to the right. I didn't click on it. Make it come back to the right. All right, and then we're going to come out a little bit more and we're going to make it back to the left. We can make it go up a little bit too. So I'm just going to keep doing this until we get to our 10-second mark, because the waves are going to continue moving throughout the whole animation. Here we go. Almost there. Then maybe we'll do one more. All right, now I'm going to play that, show you guys what we got. Okay, one thing I can see that's going on that I don't like is the easing. So what you want to do is find that wave that we moved. Where's it at? This one. And then the little track that it made where your keyframes are, long press on that and click on Set All Easings. We're going to change that to linear. All right, what that does is it doesn't speed up or slow down. It just remains the same speed going back and forth at all times. So now let me see what that looks like. Yeah, that's better. All right, so that's what we wanted. Now we're going to do the other wave, the second wave. So that was wave number 1. We're going to go to wave number 2 now, which is right here. And remember, the first thing we have to do is we have to upscale it a bit. So I'm going to grab it, kind of upscale it about the same amount as I did the other one. Just about that. I'll make it go down a little bit, maybe about right there. Okay? All right, and then we're going to make this guy start on the left side this time, because we don't want them to be exactly the same. We want them kind of be moving differently and also at different speeds. So I'm going to make this one go a little bit slower than the other one did. So instead of having 3/4 of a second, I'm going to come out for 1 second. And we're going to click on it. And we're going to make that thing move to the right. All right. And then we're going to go out another second, which is 2 seconds. I'm going to click on it again, and we're going to make it go back to the left. And then again, just keep on doing that. And you can make it go up and down too. That upscaled. I don't want to do that. There we go. 6 seconds. Oops, the other way. No, it's resizing it. I don't want to do that. Okay, and then last one. Oh no, I did 10 seconds. Sorry. I'm used to doing 7-second animations. So we got a few more. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Here we go, 9 seconds. And 10 seconds. All right, now let's see what that looks like with 2 of them running. Yeah, and they're at different speeds and everything, so I think that's good. Yeah, I like it. All right. And now one more to go. So we need to go to wave 3, which is this bottom one here. All right, and the first thing we're going to do is upscale it a bit. So click on it, hit move, move and scale. Grab the corner. Let's make it as long as the other one. So about right there. Wait a minute, that's much bigger. That's close enough. All right, and let's see. We're going to make this guy start about there. All right, and we're going to have him go a little bit quicker, not the 1 second. So we're going to maybe do him maybe about right there. And then we'll have him come that way. We're going to do this one just like it different. No like set specific time frames between them. Maybe some are long, some are short. Unpredictable waves. Nope, that resize. Don't want to do that. Almost there. That make this the last one, maybe. All right, let's see what those look like. Now we have all 3 of them together now. Why is that guy moving so quick? Oh, I guess I had them really stretched out. Had the yeah, look at all those keyframes there. So what we're going to do is we're going to erase 2 of them. I hope this is what we're supposed to be doing. I'm just erasing 2 in between. What happened was I had the timeline stretched out really far. So that's why they added them so close together. There we go, that's better. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, that's what we wanted. All right, so that's part 1 now. We've got all of the waves moving. The next thing we want to do is we want to have this ship come in. So we are going to go to the ship layer, and I've got them all numbered just right perfectly or renamed. And we need to set an initial keyframe, move and scale, and he's going to start off of the screen. All right. And we're going to have those waves moving a little bit, and then maybe for maybe 1.5 seconds. Then we're going to set a keyframe, and we're not going to move it still. So we don't want him to move yet. So because if we moved him here, he's going to start from the very beginning where we set the initial keyframe until the location that we put it here. So we want him to stay in that same position from here to here. So you have to set a second one and not move it. Now we need to move it. So we're going to have that ship come on screen. So about right there. Maybe there. All right. So ship comes on the screen. All right. And then we probably need to start having that ship move a little bit, because it'll look funny if we just leave him standing there. So I'm going to have him kind of going up and down with the waves a little bit. All right, so after he comes on about right here, now we're going to have him maybe go down. So if you're enjoying the content, I have a small favor to ask that makes a huge difference. Subscribing to my channel is like giving a virtual high five, and it means the world to me. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just supporting the channel, you're joining an incredible community of awesome people who love art just as much as you do. Imagine being part of something bigger
where every view, like, and comment helps us grow and reach more awesome folks just like you. Plus, subscribing is super easy. It's just one click, but that one click has a ripple effect, helping me create more content, bringing new ideas to life, and spreading positivity all around. And hey, in the spirit of kindness, how about this? Subscribe and then go out and do something nice for someone today. Hold the door open for a stranger, leave a kind note for a coworker, or simply smile at someone who looks like they need it. Let's make the world a bit brighter together. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's make amazing things happen. Thank you for your support. You're the reason this channel exists.
We'll come over and have him go up. Maybe down to the right some. And back up to the left some. Let's see what that looks like. So it comes on the screen. Yeah, that's good. So he's just moving a little bit with the waves. That's good enough. Yep, perfect. Okay. All right, so that is our part 2 of our animation done. What we're going to do next is we're going to make that sky move some. So we're going to go to our, let's do our stars first. So I'm going to go to the stars layer right here. And these are going to be very subtle animations. So I'm going to hit move and scale to create a beginning keyframe. And then we're going to come over quite far, actually. So maybe 3 seconds. And then we're going to upscale those stars a bit. And we're going to come over 3 seconds again. And then we're going to shrink them. And so these are going to be very slow animations. And then make them go bigger. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yep. So it just has a little motion in the back. Not much, but just you can barely notice it. Okay, now we're going to go to our background. All right, we're going to move and scale and set an initial keyframe just where it's at. And we're going to kind of do the same thing, but not at the same interval though. So I'm going to hit move and scale again, and we're going to make that sky get bigger. I'm going to come over, I'm going to make it get smaller without white showing. All right, come over again, make it bigger. So just about like that. So it's got some movement going on in the background, independent from the stars. So everything's kind of moving. All right, that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have the action come on now. So the action is these tentacles. So the first thing I'm going to do is have these. I have a set of 4 tentacles. I've got the front tentacles, which we're going to make. No, that's not it. We have, where are the 2 tentacles? I have 2 tentacles right here. All right, so I'm going to turn them on. I'm going to set a move and scale. And we're going to set the original position off of the screen here. All right. And then we're going to wait till the ship comes on screen. So there it is right here. About right there. Okay, and now we're going to have the tentacles come up. So I'm going to go back, actually. Put one there, and then I'm going to have the tentacles come up here. I'm going to have them come up about right here. Okay, so they're going to come up. All right, and then we're going to have them kind of moving around. So we're going to come over a bit and set another keyframe, and we're going to grab a corner here, tap on the corner until you get that little curved line right there. So that what that allows us to do is to rotate it. So we're going to rotate it just a bit, and then we're going to come over and we're going to rotate it back the other way a bit. All right, and then we're going to probably move it a little bit this way. And maybe back the other way. And then we're going to maybe rotate it like this again. Just having him moving around a little bit. And we'll rotate him back this way. And then we'll have it move that like that. And maybe down. And then maybe back up. So he's just kind of moving around. Alright. I think that's good. Yep. It's perfect. Okay, now while that one's up right there, we're going to have two more come up, and then they're going to grab the ship. So we should have a front one and a back one. So back tentacle is going to come up first. I'm going to turn him on, and we're not going to have him come up until the ship starts to. So I'm going to set an initial keyframe here. I'm going to take it off the screen. So it's going to be off the screen all the way until there, and then when that ship comes right there, I'm going to have him come up about right there. He comes up. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to have the other tentacle, which is the front tentacle. Let me see where our keyframe is. We don't want him to come up yet. I'm going to set a move and move and scale. We're going to take it off the screen. I'm going to wait till that back tentacle comes up. There it goes. And now we're going to have the front one come up too. So maybe here. Have it come to about right there maybe. Alright, it's going to grab the ship, and then everything's going to go down. We're going to take that ship off of the screen like the tentacles dragging it down. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do first is make the ship go away. Alright, so we're going to set a initial keyframe right there, and then we're going to take it off of the screen about right here. All right, it grabs it and then it takes it away. All right, and now we need to make those tentacles move with it too. So we're going to start one here, move and scale, and then as that ship goes down, we're going to take that tentacle down with it. Okay, so you can't see it anymore. Where's our back tentacle at? I don't see it. It kind of disappears for some reason. Maybe it's behind the wave. Anyway, I'm going to set a move and scale, and then we're just going to take it all the way down from there. Move and scale, and then just take it off the screen. Okay, that's good. And then as that ship's going away, we're going to take those two tentacles and make them start going down too. So we're going to set a move and scale here, and we're going to make it go down kind of slowly. Why did my ship pop back up? Something happened that I don't like. Oh, I know why. Because that was those movements going on. So what we're going to do is after it goes down here, we're going to make sure our clacker is up on the main artwork there, and we're going to hit edit, and we're going to split the track. And then the ship on that side is going to be turned off. So after it goes down behind the waves, it just disappears off the stage completely. That way we don't have to worry about all those other keyframes that I set for it when it was rocking in the water. It's just going to be gone. All right, and then after the ship goes away, we're going to start having those other tentacles go down. So about maybe right here. We're going to set one there, and then this one here is going to start to go down. And then this one here is going to be down even more. And then this one here is going to be completely gone. And then we're going to split this track too. Edit, split, and we're going to turn that off. It jumps back up, so we need to delete one. I think it's this one here. You long press on it, get rid of it. There we go, it's gone. Alright, and that is it, guys. I hope this has been fun for you. I've kind of did the artwork a little bit different this time. It's kind of a hand-drawn style with some shadows behind it. And the way I achieved those shadows is after I drew my art, I duplicated it, filled it with black, and then put a Gaussian blur on it, and then I just pinched them together so they'd be on the same layer. So that's about it. So not too difficult to do. But that is going to be it. I will leave the final animation at the end of the video as I normally do. If you have not subscribed, please do so. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of July, which that's tomorrow. I don't think we're making it. Hey, let's change it. Let's move it to August. Let's try to do it by August, the end of August. Come on, guys. Only you can do it. Help me to do that. And with that, again, if you're interested in the assets, they'll be on my Patreon page. And I will see you guys next week for another Procreate or Procreate Dreams tutorial. Take care.